Welcome to Lifestyle with Latasha. I want to thank you for being here with me today, and I want to say Merry Christmas to all of you. So in today's video, you're going to get to Decor home tour. I'm so excited for showcasing all the decor that we've done in the home. I want to thank you for being here every time we posted something throughout this year. I want to thank you for your subscriptions. I want to thank you for your likes, and most importantly, I want to thank you for your comments. It's been absolutely just amazing, all the things that you guys have said, and I really enjoyed having all of your comments come through. So in this video, take the time to enjoy it. I hope that you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, and I hope that you enjoy this video as well. So in the meantime, I'm gonna let you have at it, and I'll see you guys. Merry Christmas. In a video, and I'm going to be bringing up some of the trees that I have around the house, and I'll be setting them up to get started, and then I'll go into decorating room by room. And if you find something that you like and you enjoy, I ask that you put your comments down below. I would love to engage with you. I'm going to get ready to get started. In the meantime, I look forward to you being here. Thank you for doing so. And if this is your first time, don't forget, like and subscribe. And if you've been here before, thank you again. And I'll talk to you at the end. Take care. Bye. Well, all right, guys, here we are. And I have gone into my storage room and taking out some of the storage bags with some of the trees in them. Now, I must apologize, and this is not what I recommend. However, last year I had some helpers to put up my decorations. And as you can see, they put the trees up with some of the decorations still on there. And that's not something that I typically do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fluff this tree out, get it all ready. This is going to be a 7-foot tree that I'm actually using in the basement, and I'm going to decorate it for my husband just to give him a little bit of the Christmas spirit in his man cave. And I'm going to utilize a lot of the colors that he has in the basement. So here you see I've gone to the next day, and what I've started doing is bringing in some of the colors, and you'll begin to see how this is going to all pull together with the reds and the wood and the browns that I'm going to use on this tree, and the black, because those are his staple colors in the basement. And of course, we want to ensure that his space stays manly. So I definitely want to hold back on a little bit of my frilly things down there. We're just going to make it more of along the lines of a masculine tree. And I'm going to be honest, I really love the way that it turned out. It really looked good. Okay, so I finished up the tree, and now I'm going to move over to the table that we utilize in the basement area to play card games or any type of board games on, but we also use it to eat at when we're down there in that space. So what I've done is I've got a candelabra that has some tea light candles in it. It was a great find on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, that I absolutely love. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to create a centerpiece for this table. With that, starting out is going to be the candelabra, but I'm also going to bring in some of those Norfolk pine stems that you know were so popular a few years ago and still are to this day. So I'm just going to arrange these and lay them flat. What I love about these, and these were acquired from Amazon, and I'll link them down below, is that the stems are able to be pliable and able to lie down the way that I wanted them to. And so it created this low laying foundation for my tablescape for this centerpiece. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in some ornaments, some red ornaments that I used on the tree, and I'm going to place them all around on the table just to create a festive tablescape for this space. And hopefully, I think it's going to turn out pretty cool. Okay, so now I'm going over to this table that is in this space as well, and I'm going to put up a photo of, I want to say it's a moose, guys. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to put up that. It's one that I got from Amazon. I've got the home sign, which you've seen before, and then I've got this little Christmas tree that I thought was kind of perfect for this space. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this red lantern, of course, because he has the red accent colors in this space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wreath that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to put it on the inside. This candle on the inside of this lantern does not come out. So I just thought, let's make it look a little bit more festive by adding in a wreath. Moving back over to the living room space, well, guess what? We had a red rug at our previous home that we had put in storage, and it actually works out perfectly. Now, if you guys know anything about me, if you've been here before, you know I'm all about the pillow covers. So these are some that I got from Amazon, including those leather ones. So they are perfect. They tie in all the colors. And then we're going to put a throw blanket, because if you didn't know anything, that's my little spot right there on the end. So I'm bringing in a table now. And on the table, I'm going to bring in some metal decor pieces, and I'm going to put Santa on the inside and a little Christmas tree and the other one, just to kind of enhance that space. And then to continue to tie in with the wood grain, I'm going to bring in one of those wood houses that I got from at home back in the summer. And guys, is Santa not the cutest? He is taking a selfie. I just love it. When I tell you I am thrilled at the way this space turned out, and of course, if you've been here before, you know I will always do a twilight view. That man cave turned out perfect. The collaboration of all the colors that he had already down there and the decor pieces that I was able to add into that space meshed beautifully. I hope you enjoy it. Well, we are moving right along, and yes, we are at tree number 2, and I must apologize. This is probably one of the oldest trees that I have, but I absolutely love it. It was a gift to me from my husband quite a few years ago, and I just have not gotten the heart to get rid of it just yet. However, when it is decorated, it still has its glory, and I absolutely love it. This is going to be the family room fully decorated, and I will go over a few things about this space a little bit later on in this video. But for right now, Just take it all in and enjoy. And of course, leave your comments down below. Okay, on to the next area where we're going to decorate the next tree. So this is going to be tree number 3, and this is going to be at my foyer. Now, to do something a little bit different and to switch it up, I decided that I'm going to move some things around in my foyer just to create a different look and feel at the front door than I did last year. So I've kind of got an idea of what I want to do. I don't really know if it's going to work, but you're going to see me move some things here. My son's going to come in and we're going to move this cabinet into a different location. We're going to move a bench that I have in the foyer into this space. And then I'm just going to decorate around that just to create something different. I want to thank my grandmother Lillian for being the inspiration for that, because she is my grandmother that will take her house and completely change it around and create a different vibe on a whim. And so I want to say thank you to Lillian for doing that and giving me the inspiration to have that in me as well. So let's see what it looks like. Of course, always realizing that if you're going to move anything around in your house, that is always the perfect time to do a little bit of that extra cleaning that you normally wouldn't get to when you've got a cabinet sitting in place. So I'm just going to take a quick moment to vacuum this space, going to clean that mirror and just get this area all prepped and ready for how we're going to decorate it. Son and I are actually going to bring in tree number 3. So this is the foyer tree. This is a 12-foot slim tree that I actually got, and yay, the lights are perfect. They already work. I'm going to keep going. I think it's going to be okay. And I'm just going to just fill it out and see how it turns out. This is the bench that I actually, it will be a great place for oftentimes when guests come into my home, they take their shoes off and place them under the bench. And as you can see, we're putting this cabinet that was at the front door in the place of where the bench was. It's only just across the hallway, but I thought, you know what, it's just a different look. And I'm excited about it. Well, here we go. And this is the final reveal of the entire foyer space with the transitions in place. And I absolutely love the way that it turned out. I'm really thrilled to see, first of all, that I was able to change those spaces and to make something that was just totally different in my space. I am in love with it. I hope you are as well. Well, all right, guys, now we're moving right along, and now we're at tree number 4. So I think in this video a little bit earlier, I mentioned, or it may be another video that I did, that I mentioned that I was able to snag a really good deal for a tree off Facebook Marketplace last year after the season. This is that tree. This is a tree that was brand new. The young lady was transitioning from one place to another and decided that this one would not fit. And so she got rid of it for like 10 or maybe 20 bucks. I was so excited to find this one because I wanted something that was flocked in my office, because my office is tricorn black. So it is very dark, but as you can see, my cabinets are white. And I wanted something that would kind of pick up that part of my office. This to me is a tree that keeps it's easy to set up and easy to decorate. After the Christmas season, that's when you want to do it. And here we are, the main office reveal. And this is where I saved all of my frilly and frou-frou decorations for my space. And I am in love with the way my office looks. It's amazing. So now I have moved across the hallway into my formal dining room. To see, as I'm doing all of my holiday decorations, I've got my Christmas music going in the background, and I just start jamming, because I'm going to tell you, there's just something about the Christmas spirit and Christmas music that gets me going, and I love it. My family, it truly is one of the happiest times of the year. I hope it is for you and your family as well. Allow you to see some of the things that I'm going to be utilizing on my Christmas tree that is in my formal dining room. And then at the end, I'm going to let you see how we decorated that dining room space just to get ready for the holiday season. Typically in my dining room, I tend to go with a white tree. I don't know why. This is something that I've done for quite a few years, and I love it. I just stay consistent with it. And this year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a pop of color just to kind of enhance that space a little bit. And so here I'm just pulling out some of the things in my tub that I will be utilizing. These are some poinsettias stems that I got from Kirkland's last year on clearance. Remember what I tell you guys, at the end of the season is when you need to go out and grab as much as you can to kind of prep for next year. So as you're going through the Christmas season and you're watching all these videos on YouTube and getting different ideas, start thinking about the theme or the colors that you're wanting to utilize next year. Go out, scour some of these stores at the end of the season and try to grab some of those things that are then going to be marked down, and you can get some really great deals. Here are some picks that I was able to get one year. In that bag on that buffet are some picks that I actually got from Amazon this year, and I'll link those down below. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you some of the ornaments that I'm going to be utilizing on this tree. Some of them I've had for quite a long time. As you can see, this tub is really stuffed. I've got picks and stems and rolls of ribbon and ornaments that are going to be down at the bottom. So just take a look, enjoy this video. If you like the content that you're seeing today, of course, always, please like the video. Please subscribe to this channel because it really does help, and leave your comments down because I love engaging with you guys. It's really so fun, and it makes me feel like we really kind of know each other. So I hope you enjoy it as well. And please, if you can or you know someone who may be interested, share it. I would love for you to share this with your friends and family as you and I engage and our platform grows. Here, I'm going to start decorating the tree. I'm going to start out by creating bows. This is some ribbon that I actually got from Amazon. And when I tell you I am so impressed with it, it was wired. It allowed it to be maneuvered and just worked the way that I wanted it to. And it created beautiful bows on the tree. This was my first time really stepping it up and getting some more expensive wires. And of course, you know, I'm frugal, so it wasn't probably that expensive. However, it was definitely an upgrade, and I could see the difference. If I'm gonna get the look that I really want, it's gonna have to cost a little bit more. So I am going to be starting to put the ribbon on, and as I stated before, unfortunately my phone will die. However, you will get to see the end result, and then we'll move on. In placing the ribbon on the tree, I am going to make some cuts, and I completely understand when other YouTubers have made comments about not wanting to cut their ribbons, because when you get the really nicer ribbon, you really feel like it may mess it up. But as you can see, it doesn't. And honestly, it allowed you to be able to take the ribbon and put it however you choose to, and it really looks really beautiful. So I'm really excited with the way that this turned out. This is just a basic white ribbon. It did have gold on the inside, but I was okay with that. And it is a velvet, and look at the lushness of it. It's just really, really giving the effect that I wanted to give on this tree in my formal dining room. And so with that, this is going to be the end result of the way the tree turned out. And now I'm going to transition into allowing you to see how I actually decorated the space regarding the tablescape and the buffet. All right, guys, so here we go. Didn't repolish the table, so I'm going to do that really quick just to get the table back shiny, and then I'm going to reset the table. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my place settings. These placemats I actually have had for quite a few years, and honestly have never really used them. I decided that this was going to be the year that I was going to use them, because I found some flowers, as you can see back there on the buffet, in Hobby Lobby back in maybe August or September, and I thought, oh my gosh, these will be perfect to add an accent color into this space, just for Christmas, just to do something a little bit different. As I stated before, I typically will leave my Christmas tree in the dining room all white, but I just decided that I wanted to bring in this beautiful pop of color, and I thought it was really pretty. So since I chose to go with white and more of a neutral color, my chargers are silver, my plates are white with silver trim, and then I'm going to use some clear stemware on the table as well. And then for my flatware, I'll be choosing to go with the silver color as well, just to keep it all cohesive in this space. The napkins that I'm going to utilize are a gray color. However, it goes to show you how you never know how colors will work. When I got the napkins, I actually have a charcoal napkin that I was going to utilize because it was gray. But then when I realized I had another gray set of napkins, these actually had a hue of purple. And so it actually worked out really well with being able to put these two colors together with the placemats and the napkins. And now here is the formal dining room reveal. Oh, I love adding in that pop of color. It did exactly what I wanted. And I am really thrilled with the centerpiece and tablescape. They worked so beautifully together. All right, so this is going into tree number 6, and this one's going to be in my eat-in kitchen area. Hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please, if you have, like it, subscribe to this channel, tell all of your friends by sharing it, and please leave your comments down below. I am going to be doing our hot chocolate station, and I'm going to show you some of the items that I'm going to put into our hot chocolate station today. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to briefly go around and show you how I've decorated the kitchen. All right, so here we are, guys, and I'm just going to show you. First, I'm going to start out with some canisters, and then I'm going to put in these vanilla and milk chocolate balls that I actually got from HomeGoods. They were priced at maybe $4.99 a box, and I want to say there were 10 or 12 of these milk chocolate balls. And the reason I get these is because sometimes when we're making hot chocolate, we would like to drop these in just to add a little bit of extra richness to our cup of hot chocolate. I think one of the main reasons that my family and I enjoy hot chocolate is it always puts us in the mindset of being able to be in a relaxing environment. Just being able to chill and wind down. As you can see, these are individually wrapped, which makes them perfect for you to just unwrap it. You don't have to really make sure that it's protected or sealed. The second thing that I'm going to do is, you know what? What is Christmas without a good old candy cane? So I decided that I wanted to get some candy canes because guess what? You're going to need something to stir those hot chocolate balls with when you put them in your hot chocolate. So I'm actually going to take these and just put them around this container just so that they're readily available when someone get ready to use them. All right, moving right along to the next item that I'm going to have in the chocolate station this time is going to be some marshmallow chocolate stirrers. These, I've actually had these before and they were really good. We always try something different just to see what we enjoy the most. And so I'm always looking for different options. And I'm going to be honest, I went by HomeGoods, my local HomeGoods, and they didn't have as much of a variety as I thought they would. So I'm feeling a little bit limited with the items that I'm going to choose, but we're going to make it work the best way we can. And then I'm probably this weekend going to hit some other stores and see what they have, because sometimes some of the larger stores actually have a lot more of inventory. So I started out putting this in the shorter container and I realized that I would not be able to put the top on them. So I decided to switch it to the larger one. And then I'm just going to use the shorter one for my hot chocolate Keurig pods. All right, so now we're going to transition over to setting up the area where I keep my hot chocolate station. And that's it's a desk area in my kitchen. So I found this great sign at Big Lots, and I'm going to put it up there. And there's a little surprise about this sign that I think is so cute. But I'm going to put it there. Then I'm going to put back the marble tray that I had used from the fall. I think it's perfect for the holiday season. And then I'm just going to arrange these containers on the tray just to get everything set up. All right, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add in this golden tree that's kind of sequin. I'm going to put it in the corner. And then, of course, I have to bring in the reindeer. I have so many, oh my gosh, so many reindeer sets that I absolutely love putting them in place and just allowing them to create an atmosphere. I've got this little tree that I got from Big Lots or either HomeGoods maybe a couple of years ago. And then, of course, my little birds. I don't know what it is, but I have a love for birds here lately in this season part of my life. And then I'm going to bring in some mugs just for us to utilize in this space. Now, typically for our hot chocolate station, I would do our Santa Claus mugs, but I decided I wanted to do something a little bit different. And now here's the kitchen reveal. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts. And if you've been here before, you know I always like to feature a twilight view. And my kitchen, I was so in love with that I definitely wanted you to see what it would look like with the lights turned down low. Enjoy. So here, I didn't necessarily put Christmas trees out on my enclosed patio. However, in this Christmas in July home tour, I definitely wanted you to see the space decorated in this video as well. And now, guys, let's get a vision of what it looks like with the string lights on. Welcome to my private getaway space. Hello lifestylers, and welcome to Lifestyle with Latasha. And today is we're talking about my shelves. So I'm going to go over some of the things that we've already done. I've already staged these areas. However, I want to showcase the things that I was able to do and some of the things that I incorporated into my Christmas decor on my bookshelf. So if you've been here before, you know that we did these shelves as a DIY last year. And so this is really our first Christmas being able to utilize the space and prep it and decorate it for Christmas. So I'm really excited. So I want you to come along today as we do that. And of course, if you like what you're seeing today, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and then I want you to share it with all of your family and friends to give them inspiration and for yourself. And then of course, in the end, I would love for you to leave me your comments down below because I always love hearing what you guys have to say. So I want to thank you for joining me today. And then if this is your first time, hello, welcome to Lifestyle with Latasha. And if you've been here before, you know I love you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. And I'm just gonna actually start by telling you some of the things that I've done on my shelves. Let's go. At this space, what I did was I have these gold vases that I had utilized in prior videos. I decided to bring it in, and last year, Norfolk Pine Greenery was a big deal. And I had purchased a lot of it, and I decided to use it here on the shelves. These pieces of art, I actually had these in my office. So here's a little tip. When you're creating your spaces with decor, don't be afraid to shop your home. Don't be afraid to go and gather things and move things around and create different looks. And I think I may have mentioned in one of my Thanksgiving videos how I contribute that to my grandmother, who loves to move things around, and it's fun that way. And to me, it just signals how much you really enjoy life, and you're not afraid to make changes. And so anyway, so these pieces of art actually were in my office. And then what I did was I put a little trio of Christmas trees here. And I want to say I got these from At Home on clearance a few years back, and I really love them. I'm trying to move away from glitter. However, you know it's really hard when you deal with Christmas because everything is glitterified. So these are some items that I had. And then what I did was I brought up some lamps that I had in another room, and I just swapped it out and decided to do something. I normally put my lamps on the, I guess it would be your right side, but I decided to put them on the left side this time just to do something different. Going up a little bit further, I have some trees that I had gotten from At Home. And then I found this little house at Big Lots. Big Lots, if you're not aware, is a lot of the stores are actually closing, but I was able to locate this. And I want to say it may have been like $15, but I thought it was just so pretty to add on the back wall, which is black. So it was just a great contrast. And then we're going to go a little bit further up. Okay. So here we are, a little bit further up, and no, I'm not this tall, so I had to get on a ladder. But to talk about what I did on these shelves, so I had these deer, I utilized them for fall, so this is something that I already had. I've had the antlers already, and so this is stuff that I just shopped to my home that I already had, and I decided to utilize. Something that is new is this piece of art. So I was able to go on Facebook Marketplace because I'm all about, finding some deals. And a lady had these for $4, and I got two of them. They were $4, and I don't know exactly where she got them from, but I love the fact that they were black. So I decided to put them on this wall with the white Christmas trees. I thought that was just going to be a really pretty contrast. And then the final thing that I did was up on the very top shelf. Those were some trees that I already had. What I decided to do was, because they were all green, I chose to get some of that spray snow, and I took them outside and I just dusted them with the snow just to give a contrast on the black wall, because I really wanted the white to pop on each of the shelves. And if you notice, that's something that I was trying to do to kind of keep it cohesive. The joy sign is something that I already had, and so was the situation with the deer. So I decided that I wanted to put these items on the shelves, and then what I chose to do was mirror it exactly the same way on the other side. So this was actually a really easier setup to do than some of the other decor items and areas that I've done. So this was really easy. It's really simple. It's not overly glam. It's not overly decorated, I don't think. But I really love it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the entire space at the end so that you get to see the full space. And of course, I want to hear what your thoughts are. So if you could leave your comments down below, that would be great. And you're going to see something that's going to be really special about each little area at the end. So stay tuned. All right, so the final thing that we're going to talk about on my fireplace wall is I want to talk about my fireplace mantle. So I'm really excited because this really looks pretty to me. I hope it looks good to you, but this was me being a little bit more creative and doing something a little bit different. So this is that same garland that I used on my staircase. So if you saw that video a few days ago, I showcased that garland and talked about how I was able to stumble upon it at an estate sale at one of the much more larger homes in a specific area. But I found the garland. I got several pieces. They were maybe $10 a piece. And so I decided to utilize it. I have a quick video showing me trying to create the look, and then I end up realizing that it wasn't quite long enough. So I did end up using 2 to create this look. So they actually meet about here. And then what I did was I chose some ribbon and I put the ribbon on there. I'm gonna bring you in a little bit closer so you can see. So starting here, I actually created the ribbon. This is some pics that I got from Amazon, and I'll link everything that I got on this setting down below. But I got the pics from Amazon. I created the ribbon here. These are some more pics that I was able to get. These balls actually came from Target. These are some ornaments that I already had. So none of these are any different than I've already used. But these all little picks, I'm gonna pull this one out. This is a little pick. And what I did was I chose to put them in there and just create this look on the fireplace. And I really love it. Here's something else special that I have, and I don't know if you could see it. Let me see if I can pull it here. This, if you can see that wire garland right here. That is a garland that I was able to get that from Amazon, and I'll link it down below as well. But I just went through this garland and chose to just fill it with all of the ornaments and pieces that I had used around the house just to make the look just look the same. And so it was really, really pretty. And like I said, it was just the basic ornaments, but the look that I ended up getting and capturing, I absolutely love. I think this is so beautiful. And at night, it just really gives off a really pretty effect for the room. So with that being said, I wanted to showcase just the things that we've done on the fireplace wall. And then I'm gonna turn all the lights off because you know I have to do a twilight view. And I'm gonna let you see what it looks like with everything lit, with the candles and all of those things. So thank you for joining me today. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear them down below. Of course, if you like this video, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and share it with all of your friends. In the meantime, I'll see you on the next one. All right, guys, we are getting ready to finalize the last tree. This is going to be tree number 7 in my primary bedroom. So I'm going to start out by showing you some of the items that I'm going to be using. And I want to give you a close-up at this ribbon that I got from Amazon. Of course, anything that I've gotten recently, I will link it down below. But this is one that I absolutely love. And the color that I'm going to be doing in this room is going to be a mixture of metal. So it's going to be gold and silver. So this ribbon is perfect because it has metallic gold like trim or lines or whatever you want to call it, but the paper seems to have a little bit of a gray tinge to it, so I thought it was perfect. So I'm going to make a bow here at the top. This ribbon, because it is wired, is so easy to maneuver and so easy to make really nice forming bows. So I was really excited that I was able to find this, and this is one of those upgrades that I mentioned about, you know, stepping up a little bit with getting some nicer ribbon in order to make sure that my trees were elevated. This definitely did the trick. Now, when doing my ribbon on the tree, with the exception of the tree in my living room, I tend to go at different angles across this tree versus going straight down. I just think it gives it a little bit of dimension to the tree and makes it really have some nice interest. I did switch it up with my living room tree, as I'm sure you'll see or you've already seen in that video. And I thought it was going to be a great idea. I'm going to be honest, I kind of wish I hadn't, because some of the ribbon actually got lost in the tree to me. It still turned out pretty, but I probably would have switched it out. So I've just recently cut the ribbon and I created a dovetail, and now I'm going to make another bow on the side. And that's a great thing about when you're getting the 4-inch ribbon, is that you can go in and anywhere in the tree and just create different little pockets of just beautiful bows any way that you want to. So here I'm getting to the end of the ribbon, and no matter how much you have left, utilize it any way you can. So I'm just going to make a little small pocket of a bow here at the bottom of the base of the tree and make it work. Will you lose nothing or let it go to waste? So just a moment ago, I had that inflatable ornament that I chose to just stick in the bottom because that was the only one that I have left in that color, but that is about the color that I'm going to use. But what I'm showing you now is another set of ribbon that I had. Now, this was not wired, and this is an example of the ribbon that I had been using before to enhance the tree, and definitely not as pretty. However, I still like it because, as you could see, you can actually put it into the tree narrowly, or you could spread it open as I'm doing here, and it creates such a level of interest in the tree, and it fills spaces, honestly. So the great thing about this is that, as you can see with the first ribbon, I had to take the branches and secure the ribbon with the branches in order for it to hold. With this, that's not necessarily the case, because once the ends are cut, they kind of catch on to the tree. So it actually allows it to be a little bit easier to put these pieces on the tree. These are from last year, and I had already previously cut them, so I just rolled them up at the end of the season and put them all in a ribbon tub that holds all of the ribbon that I utilize. And so when I get ready to pull it back out, now the pieces are cut, I just take them and place them in the tree, as you see me doing here. So as you can see here, this is how I typically just take them all and roll them back together just to keep them secure, and make sure that they are all ready to be utilized the next year. So now I'm going to start showing you some of the ornaments that I utilize. And typically when I have a larger ornament, I will utilize them at the bottom of the tree because they are larger and they take up more space, more mass. And so it's easier because if you know anything about trees, especially as they get a little bit older, they tend to not look as fluffed or as pretty at the bottom. So the larger ornaments are perfect to go from like midway down. So this is just me showcasing you some of the ornaments that I'm going to be utilizing. And so it's going to be a definite mixture. The majority of them are going to be the gray color, and then I'm going to eventually add in some gold ornaments as well. So as I showed you in getting ready for my dining room, in my basement I have tubs and tubs and tubs of ornaments. But inside those tubs I actually will take especially the glitter ornaments and I'll put them in grocery bags or Target bags to allow me to kind of control some of the fallout from the glitter. And it also makes it a little bit easier when you're actually decorating the tree because now you can hold the bag and actually pull the ornaments out and go a little bit faster. So placing my ornaments, I typically do them from the floor before getting up on the ladder. I will fill as much as I can from me standing. And then I just ensure that I leave enough for me to be able to fill in space up at the top in my bag so that I can do it all at one time instead of having to go up and down the ladder. This is a piece that I've actually had and I've used it at the front door, but they are just absolutely big and beautiful. And when I tell you, they take up so much mass in the tree. So if you've got a lot of space to fill, like I was talking about your trees being a little bit older, this is one of those ones that's really perfect. The great thing about it is that you can utilize the branches and that will allow the piece to be held in place. Here's another beautiful piece that takes up a lot of mass on the tree. And once again, this is something that I was able to get at the end of the season. I'm going to have quite a few things that I was able to get last year or prior years as I go through the stores after the season has ended. And I'll just grab some things that are clearance that I figured that I could use, which is really how I was able to build up my Christmas ornament supply. So now I'm just going to start getting some of my gold and silver ornaments that I have, and I'm just going to start placing them all around the tree. This here is an ornament that I actually got from our church, I want to say 1 or 2 years ago. And I don't know if you can really see it, but what it says is, "You're the reason for the season." And I think it's an homage to Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And so that's one that I love having in our bedroom suite, something that we can wake up to every morning and give God thanks for all that He does for us every day.
So here's just a little bit of a different ornament that I'm going to be adding in. These are more elongated, and I think that's a good thing about switching it up with the ornaments of choice. It's doing something that's different, and these are really pretty. They're kind of open, and so they create a different level of flow on the tree as well with the ornaments. Now here are some picks that I actually got from Marshall's, and these came in like a set of 3, and I thought they were just a perfect color to add into my collection. Once again, it was something I got off season. As you can see, they still have the tape and the tag still on them, so they definitely weren't used, but they're going to fit perfectly in this Christmas tree in primary suite. Now here are some picks that I have picked up from Michael's. Honestly, I think I've gotten them from Michael's and I've gotten some from HomeGoods. But what I love about these is that they come in tight little rolls, and I'm going to show them to you in just a second. But when you pull them out, they fill up so much space in your tree, and it can fill in those empty spots and give you the look of a really luxurious tree. I love these little picks. So this is what they look like when I actually get them from the store. And as you can see here, once you pull them out, it makes them so much of a larger pick and not that tight little coil. This actually fills up a lot of space in a tree and gives you a really beautiful look. So now I'm going to get on the ladder and I'm going up top. It's time to take the same ornaments and the picks that I did down below and just fill in the spaces that I need up top where I hadn't gotten because of the ribbon or because of the picks that I did the first time. So I'm just going to fill in those spaces. Now, truth be told, most of my ornaments are shatterproof, but I do have some glass ones that I'm going to utilize on this tree because they're more of a silver. However, I can honestly tell you, it takes some real effort to get glass ornaments to stay on your tree because they are so heavy that they really can present a challenge. I brought in a few more items to add to the tree, but here is the final results. So as you can see, I've got some decorated boxes down below. I've got some oversized ornaments. I've added in some more picks and some garland, that sequin garland that I got from Amazon. And as I stated before, anything that I got that has been purchased recently that I know is still available, I will definitely link it down below. But as you can see, I created a topper up top out of some picks that I got from Amazon, and I thought they were the perfect size. And I just think this one looks pretty, and I felt really good because as I was doing this tree, my husband came in and said, "Wow, that's really pretty." So I was really glad to hear him say that and think that, and to know that he really enjoys seeing the trees decorated. Well, all right, lifestylers, that's going to wrap it up for my Christmas in July home tour. However, stay tuned because now I'm getting ready to showcase some Christmas inspiration from Pottery Barn. Guys, we're in July, but we've only got a couple of months left before we need to start preparing for Christmas again. So take heed and get some inspiration for your home. I hope that you've enjoyed this video today. I want to thank you for being here, and I will see you guys on the next video. Until then, take care and Merry Christmas in July. Bye, guys.